Welcome back to Bubble Buddies. We have another Toronto 6 win to talk about, the third straight win for the team, getting their revenge on the Minnesota Whitecaps with I believe it was 4-3 win with some last-minute heroics from Michaela Grant-Mantis. Cameron, what a game. How are you entertained or what?
Yeah, I think Toronto's actually established themselves as one of the best teams in the league now. Before this, I think the teams were pretty evenly matched still. We didn't really know, but now we have Toronto, Minnesota, and Connecticut in the top three there. And Toronto beating Minnesota after we should have beaten them last time. Now we've shown for sure that we can do it. I think it kind of goes without saying now that Toronto is among the best.
Yeah, and this morning we see as well Buffalo upsetting Boston in their play-in for the semifinals. Minnesota was the last undefeated team, and Toronto gave them, I think, probably one of the closest runs for their money, and now they're getting their win. With Metro out, this tournament's wide open, and it's looking more and more every day like Toronto's got the momentum, and they've got the steam and the energy to make a serious run for the Isabel Cup.
Yeah, especially with Metro out, it just presents a huge opportunity. Like, that changed absolutely everything. Because now, as we know, they were one of the best teams in the tournament so far. And now with them out, and that was the only game that Toronto really didn't play their best in, or looked like, they weren't quite on the same level as. And now with that team out, it just opens everything up. And then seeing Boston lose again, maybe they're not quite as good as we thought after all. So, actually, are they eliminated now? I'm just double checking.
No.
Or is there another game?
So it's a best of 3 series for that.
Okay, so they still have another chance.
Yeah, so they have to win 2 straight now. Boston notably was only won 1 game, so stringing 2 together in a win or die situation will be interesting.
Yeah, either way, I wouldn't write them off just yet, but I think it's safe to say now they're not quite the team that we expected them to be.
No, I would never write off a Boston team in any sport, but definitely not the start that we expected. I can still see the team pulling off 2 straight wins against Buffalo, especially because Buffalo is the one team that they've beaten. And they beat them quite handily at that, and sneaking into that 4th seed for the semifinals. And, when you win 2 in a row like that, maybe building off of that momentum. But again, that means that they have to win their next 2 games. So we'll see about that. Not even their next 2 games. They have to win their next game, which I believe.
Either way, it presents an opportunity for Toronto here with the team that we expected to be the best out, and with Metro out, the team that I had predicted to win. And then Connecticut, they're doing well, obviously, but we didn't expect them to be that good. They just had played fewer games, so happened to have a better winning percentage. I'm looking forward to see how Toronto does against that team.
Yeah, definitely. I think that'll be a really interesting game. But talking, just trying to focus a bit on this game. I thought Michaela Grant-Mantis, I believe she had the 1st and 4th goal. She's turning out to be one of my favorite players of the tournament. She's so much fun to watch, and she's just got that scoring touch.
I was thinking the same thing. I think I mentioned it. I mentioned her name the last few episodes and stuff. She's just been consistent every game. I think she's possibly the MVP of the tournament so far, or at least got to be in the conversation, not just for Toronto, but for all the teams.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. And a word that you bring up there is consistency. In a short tournament like this, consistency is so key because you don't get a wide margin of error. You can't have an off game because that ends up being 20% of your games. So that consistency has been really key for her. And, confidence breeds confidence and success breeds success. And the more she scores, the more confident she gets, and the more I like her as a player. We've seen this team really come together over the course of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron, do you think that this was maybe one of their best games of the season so far? If not,
definitely. And because on top of that, another thing is they had 3 players out of the lineup, including Brooke Boquist and Emma Woods, both of them on the first line. And I think for that reason, Grant-Mantis got to play on the first line, so that gave her a bigger opportunity to get more ice time. But still, 2/3 of the first line out, a defenseman out too. They were playing shorthanded. The lines were all mixed up. Now they've really faced adversity on top of being blowing that.
Oh, you're cutting out there, buddy.
Minnesota last time. Now they had to play them with a lot of wins. I think this team is capable of pretty much anything.
Yeah, you cut out a bit there, but I think you got the gist of what you were saying, unless you want to repeat it.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think just with that top line being decimated as it is, it shows off that depth that we've really spoken about in the past. Being able to roll those lines and be able to recover from that as well. It just shows the chemistry on this team because normally you kind of develop that chemistry with your line mates. But the fact that they're able to put the lines in the blender like that and, roll their short bench, it just goes to show that all of these players have chemistry with each other and they have chemistry with their coach. Digit Murphy has been absolutely phenomenal. We see the videos of her dancing in the hallway after the wins. She's just got such a connection with her team and they so clearly trust what she's doing. Everything's just clicking at the right moment for the Toronto Six. A tough start with those 2 losses, but it seems to be all coming together at just the right moment.
Yeah, they seem to be getting better each game, which that can be expected for a new team. But still, like they've already been pretty good, and to the fact that they're still getting better each game means maybe we haven't even seen how good they truly are yet, or how good they're capable of being.
And when that top line comes back, well, if it comes back, that'll be a huge gain for them too. And yeah, it's like you said, that adversity really brings a team together. Let's talk a bit about Chuli. I thought she had another solid game, and she is so clearly the starter. It would really take like a miracle or, God forbid, an injury for us to see probably Ridgewell again. What do you think? Do you think that they maybe mix in Ridgewell against the Whale to get Chuli some rest, or what are you thinking with the goaltending situation?
That's hard to say. I think I agree. Chuli's been very good. It would be hard to go with anybody else. Not that Ridgewell really did anything to lose the job at all, but just, she's the clear backup to Julie. But yeah, at the same time, I mean, they do want to get that win to ensure themselves a better seed for the semifinals. So I guess it depends on how much they trust her, because obviously Chuli's been the best goalie so far for the Six. Not that Ridgewell's had a big sample, but she's been great in the games that she's played. So it'd be hard to go with anything else. But if they have that confidence in Ridgewell that they can win with her against Connecticut, then I think that might be a good idea.
Absolutely. I think that's it from, my initial thoughts, except for just what a game. They're playing a full 60 minutes consistent.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complete game tonight. Something that I think we've kind of not seen from them. They've lacked a little bit of consistency.
Yeah, that's true.
A full 60 minutes tonight from everybody. Can't wait for the next game. What are your parts?
Now that one issue I think is that goal that the Whitecaps scored towards the end of the second period there. We talked about how important it is to close out a period. That's one of the most important shifts of the game. And yeah, they had that 2-1 lead, and it just sucks to see them have that 2-1 lead there so close to the end of the period and then end up losing it. It kind of switches the momentum and changes the way that the game unfolds going into the third period.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they were able to respond not once but twice, but that's something that they could have won more easily than they did if it wasn't for that.
Mm-hmm. It's
With that being said,
yeah.
So then I mean, they scored that goal to go up 3-2, and then shortly after Minnesota scored again, which was unfortunate. Maybe that's another thing, trying to defend these leads more. But the fact that they came back and scored in the last minute instead of just trying to secure a point or just get it to overtime. Like they actually went out and scored, unlike the Leafs, who there wasn't a single goal in the third period tonight when it was tied. It really goes to show how much they want to win, how much effort they're putting in.
Yeah, it's a team that really wants it, and I think every game that goes by, they're believing in themselves a little bit more. And it's like you said with the end of that period there, we would like to see a little bit more focus to really get that maturity that a team this young and this new shouldn't have, but they're showing that they're capable of it. I think that's it from us, unless you've got any more parting thoughts.
Yeah, that's about it, I think.
Yeah, I think that sums it up. We're going to have a new podcast episode for you guys up, a full episode Monday. We got a special guest coming then, so, stay tuned for that. Well, I say Monday, it's Monday for me that I'll have it up, but you guys will probably be seeing it Tuesday because of the time change. But yeah, keep posted for some content, and go Six, go.